Hello everyone, hope everybody's doing great today. Thank you for watching this video. I appreciate those of you who've been watching it. I hope you enjoy it. Hey, and leave some comments below what you liked or disliked about the show The Glory, which I'll be talking about here in a minute. So today we're going to be talking about The Glory. It's a South Korean show, and currently on Netflix it is number 4. So it's very popular, and it deserves to be very popular. It's a very good show. I was been waiting for this to come out ever since the first 8 episodes ended, and as soon as it came out, I watched it. Kind of like binged right through it to the point where my wife was like, "What are you doing up? It's 5 o'clock in the morning." And I was like, "I got one more episode to watch, and then I'll go to bed." This was on Saturday morning. Luckily, I didn't have to work. So to say I didn't enjoy this would be an understatement. Really enjoyed it. Enjoyed the first 8 episodes. Was looking forward to this second part, and it did not disappoint. 98% of it did not disappoint. There's that 2% was a little bit of disappointment, but it was kind of like stuff I wanted to see, but it didn't happen. But it didn't really take away from the viewing experience. So let's talk about The Glory here. We're a minute and 20 seconds into this video, and I haven't said anything about this show. Well, it stars Song Hye-kyo. No, I screwed her name up pretty bad, but she does a very good job, a great acting job in this show. She plays our leading lady, and basically, if you don't know what it's about, the show's about a woman who, in her teenage years, was bullied, more or less tortured, in high school. So she vows to get her revenge on those who were torturing her. And so the first 8 episodes, we see what happened to her in her younger years, and then some of the steps she's taken to get her revenge. So episodes 9 through 16 is basically seeing everything get put together as she tries to take down those who tortured her as a kid. And the show does not disappoint. The writing is fantastic. Everything on her motives and how she's able to put these to get her revenge is pretty much realistic. It's not far out there. You don't have too much plot armor, if hardly any plot armor. Where things just doesn't make sense. Like every step that she takes is logical, and pretty much every reaction from those she's getting revenge on is pretty much logical, considering what type of people these people are. If I had any criticisms, that these people are really wealthy and powerful, and they probably would have maybe a little bit more means into fighting against her. But considering that you could say they underestimated her ability to get her revenge, might have played a role in this. Also, like, one of the themes of this show is selfishness, and how being so selfish will be your ruin. And we definitely see this with our group of friends. The group of 5, these bullies, they're extremely selfish. They only think about themselves. And because of this selfishness, their friendship is really built on like sand. It's really like a house of cards. And so when our leading lady barely makes any win, this house of cards just fall over, and we really see how these friends really start to turn on each other. So she doesn't really have to do much. She just has to cause a little bit of problems for these individuals, for them to start to crumble. And it's very delicious to see them turn on each other and see them fall into like these traps that she's laid out for them. Like I said, the writing is fantastic, and really realistic on what's going on. And you just see that these people's relationships are very superficial, and that's mainly what helps bring them down. Another theme of this, in this whole series in general, is the destruction of innocence. We actually get to see how Moon and her youth, how she's a very innocent girl. She has dreams of being an architect, you know, we see her drawing houses and stuff like that, and buildings, and how these bullies completely destroyed this innocence of her. And to me, one of the most touching parts of the series is when she goes to the daughter of our main villain, or the woman that she's really trying to get revenge on, and she apologizes to the daughter just before, you know, her traps are set in, and she's getting ready to get her revenge. We see her go to the daughter, and she apologizes to her. Because at that moment, she knows that she's about to destroy this young girl, this little girl, who's only in, like, what, she's 6 or 7. She's about to destroy this little girl's innocence. At this point in time, you know, the little girl really looks up to her mother. Her mother's on a pedestal. She's a hero to her. And she knows that if she gets her wishes, if she really gets her revenge, that she's going to destroy this little girl's outlook on her mom, how she sees her mother, and she's going to be, and not only that, she's going to take her mother away from her. So that's, you know, she really apologized because she knows what this little girl is about to go through. To me, I thought that was one of the highlights of the series, is, you know, her knowing what's going to be the consequences of her actions on this innocent child. And in order to get her wish, she's going to have to destroy this little girl's innocence. I thought that was probably one of the best parts, and also one of the saddest parts of the series as she goes through this. So I really enjoyed. Kind of hard to say, you know, you enjoyed the film because it has so much pain and suffering in it. But it was good watching this, seeing how she was able to get her revenge. If I had any critiques about episode 13, at the end of episode 13, you know, pretty much she has everybody in her hands. You know, she is able to, episode 13, everybody's at her control at this point. So only thing that's left after episode 13 is, what kind of ending will she have? Was she gonna, even though she gets what she wants, is she gonna be happy with it, or is she gonna be sad with it? You know, what's gonna be her future? You know, how is she gonna be after she gets this revenge that she's after? Another part is, like I said, I don't know if there's really enough pushback from the villains to our, you know, to our hero here. They basically just cause like little roadblocks, especially when they reintroduce the mother to her. You know, we see just how bad of a mother that our leading lady has, and her mother is actually just another bully on her, because she's just trying to push her down, and she actually kind of joins with the with the group that's been torturing her daughter. So it was kind of sweet to see her. Do you really want to say? No, I really want to say sweet. Let's say bittersweet to see her get kind of revenge on her own mother for being a terrible mom. I'm sure for some people that might resonate. You know, some people out there don't have the best parents, but you know, it's just one of those sad things that adds on to her life that she had to deal with. So that's basically the main points I wanted to hit on this. I'm going to give my review, and then maybe talk about a spoiler after the review. So you don't want any spoilers on how this ends after I give it a grade. Just stop watching it. On our channel here, if you're still around at 9 minutes, thank you very much. Hope you enjoyed it. But we're a very positive channel here, so we give basically 3 grades. We got highly recommend, which means like vast majority of people will like this. We feel like recommend, yeah, you know, 50-50, you know, a lot of people will like it, you know, but still a good show, but not great. And then recommend with caution, it's a very bad show, stay away from it. Only will watch it if, you know, you like bad shows, or if it's a certain niche like you like. I'm going to highly recommend this. Everything is great. Production's fantastic. The acting's great. Writing's great as well. These characters really come to life. It's fantastic. there's really nothing really to complain about. I'm about to complain about it, but it's because of my personal taste. It doesn't take nothing away from the show whatsoever. Still highly enjoyed it. So I'm going to highly recommend this. And now, if you don't want to hear any spoilers, I would turn it off right this moment, because I'm about to go to a spoiler with the main villain here. One thing I would have liked to see with the Newcaster lady, our main villain, the girl she was really after, was a little bit more of her life in prison. I would like to see what led up to her being so submissive in the prison. Because we see one girl that says one sentence, pretty face, what's the weather gonna be like, and we see the terror that she goes through as she jumps up to attention. She makes her shirt all nice and she starts giving a make-believe weather forecast. I would like to see what some of the events that happened to lead up to that point. But saying that, I think the scene does a great job of establishing that her life is going to be a living hell in prison, and she's the one being bullied now, was exactly what Moon wants. I also would like to saw the artist, Sarah. It would have been cool to me to see her being in that room and her being part of the bullies. I don't know. That way we could really tell that all her friends absolutely turn against her. I mean, we already know that they turn against her, but I would have liked to see that. I don't know why. I also would like to see Sarah's part, her going to jail and her life a little bit in there, because once she gets rid of her, we find out what the charges are against her. It's kind of over. We don't really see the consequences. It would have been nice to see a little bit of consequences of Sarah and the flight attendant lady there who got stabbed in the throat. I would imagine if this was real life, the flight attendant probably would have went back to her parents' house and done the dry cleaning business. But who knows? And then Sarah, I think she probably got maybe 10, 15 years, I don't know, in prison. I think of all the bullies, she probably would have been the one who would have been able to bounce back, just because she's an artist, and that's kind of like a liberal job. And in that field, she probably would have been more forgiving for being a drug addict and for what she'd done. And plus, people probably would want to buy her art even more, because her art probably would have been a little bit more edgier and darker type of thing. So I think of all the characters, she probably would have been the one in the future who have been able to bounce back to relatively the life she had beforehand. I'm going to be honest, the flight attendant, she kind of ruined her own life. Moon didn't really do anything to her. She just gave her a little touch, and then she kind of self-destructed. Like, everything she did was on her own accord. Like, only thing Moon did was kind of threaten that she would tell her future mother-in-law about her past type of thing. And everything else, it wasn't Moon's fault that she got stabbed in the neck. It wasn't Moon's fault that she lost her fiance. She did all that stuff herself. But if I was the mother of the fiance of the guy she was going to marry, I think she would probably have been the perfect daughter-in-law, because that she would have clinged on to her son like her life depended on it, especially with what happened to her. Anyways, I hope you enjoyed this video. Have a great day, and until next time, bye.